able to get here kind of encapsulates, kind of the journey that you've had in life. You had a rough one in this morning, but just to start things off, tell us how you started your business.
Okay. Good morning, fellow Ghanaians. Okay. Well, I started my business in 2007. I had just moved into Ghana in 2006. So
moved into Ghana from
Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria. Yeah, I was born in Kofodia, and as a baby, I was left Ghana to Nigeria. So that's where I grew up. My dad was a pastor, because he's passed on.
Okay.
And my mom he's a teacher.
Right.
So that's where I grew up. So
where in Nigeria?
Kwara State.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I grew up in Kwara
Kaduna?
State. No, Kaduna is far away from Kwara State.
Oh, all right.
I lived in a town called Offa. OFFA.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Offa but I schooled in a neighboring town for my secondary school, and then I went to Edo State for my university education.
Okay.
So
Oh wow.
yeah, so I came back 2006, and then I settled in Kofodia with my uncle, because my dad said he had prayed and God had said I should go to Ghana. That maybe that's where doors were open for me, that I should come to Ghana to come and see if we can change our world, because we were a very poor family. So I came and I stayed with my uncle for a while, and then I started trekking through town. I knew when I came with nothing, just a small borrowed traveling bag, a very small borrowed bag with a few 2 or 3 clothes. That's all.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. We couldn't even afford a proper bag. We had to borrow it from a neighbor. So I came and then I stayed with my uncle, and I knew that I had a few things. I had strong faith. I had the required skill that I can sell, and I was very determined. Too determined. Like, you can't convince me that that it won't work. And one of the first challenges I had was that many people I met in this atmosphere had a pessimistic perspective to life. They were telling me it's difficult here, things don't grow, people will sabotage you. I hear all those things, but my success was inside me. It's not dependent on the environment. So I was not moved by all those things. So I started trekking, going around town, looking for customers that I can build simple software or website for 50 CDs, 30 CDs. And I found pharmacy shops, boutiques, restaurants, hotels. There's a hotel called McDick Plaza Hotel. I built a website for them. Partners Me Hotel in Kofodia. All this was happening in Kofodia. And in that process too, I realized that because the people didn't even understand the IT very well. This was like probably 13 years ago now, or more. So they were not getting the concept very well. So I decided that I will look for a job. So I went to a place, Kofodia Polytechnic, and I was linked up by my pastor then, called Pastor Reverend Dixon, a pastor of ICGC Kofodia. So he told me that, go to Kofodia Polytechnic, I will make a few calls and see if they can test you and see if you have anything they need. So I went to Kofodia and I met an IT, the computer department, and I told them that I'm from Nigeria, I just came, I just want to work. They said there's no vacancy. I said I don't need vacancy because I don't need the money. I need to impact the people. I need to teach. I want to help. So they gave me the opportunity. Okay, whenever there's an opportunity to teach, I will let you know. So I started lecturing the students for free for like 8 months. I was not paid. And I trekked to school and I trekked back from Kinke Factory to Kofodia Poly. So when I closed, then I'll still be going through town looking for customers for the software. It was difficult. Nobody even understand point of sale. What are you saying?
So that would be the Capital View stretch.
Yes, absolutely. Kofodia well, yes.
Yeah.
So I trekked from Kinke Factory. I used the back routes.
Yeah.
All the way to Kofodia Poly. Then from
that's the junction where the Daddy's Bar is.
Oh, I live just behind Daddy's Bar.
Okay.
Our house was just behind Daddy's Bar.
Okay.
Yes. So I used that route, and then when I come back, I use that route back. So it was crazy. The first money I made from the school was I realized that some of the lecturers at the time also didn't know some of the things I had learned in IT. So I quickly organized database classes for them.
Yeah.
That's the lecturers who were there. Then one of them, very good guy, Albert, he and I think Kweku, then they paid me some small amount. That was our 50 Ghana cedis at the time. So when I got the money, I quickly ran to the Yam market to go and buy a bicycle because I was tired trekking.
Trekking.
Yes. So I bought a bicycle, and then the bicycle was like, wow, this is a Lamborghini. I can go anywhere now. So I started using that to go around town to talk to clients. It was very difficult. I had a lot of resistance. One of the things that I experienced that in the beginnings, which I always want to put out there, especially because of the people who are also starting, was that I didn't even have a computer. So I borrowed a computer. I couldn't afford it.
Wow.
Yes, I borrowed a student computer then. So who has a PC that he brings to the computer lab when it's faulty, then we'll fix it. Rather like this computer, like a technician lab. So the PC had been fixed, has been there. The girl is not coming for it. So I told her that I would like to borrow this PC and use it for a while. Now the PC had this crashed while she was with me, and I couldn't replace it. So I was arrested.
Wow.
Yes, and then taken to Koforia police station. So I slept in cells from Friday. You know, in Ghana, when they arrest you on Friday.
At the time.
Yes, at the time. Then I was in cells till Monday because there was no money to get that, and it was like his intention, as if I've stolen the PC. Yeah, but I met a man at the cells, and that man till today is my client. He was a big man who had run through a small problem and had been put there. So that's why we became friends from the cells there. So on that Monday when I was released, that how I was released, I borrowed money to pay because I
could pay for your bill.
Yes, the person who even came is a friend. He also charged me interest to pay to be able to buy the hard disk. You know. So that the beginning has been rough. Yeah. It has been.
But in the way Claudio Lamore was saying in our earlier interview, when the doors opened for you, when you were put in certain circumstances, it was like you knew that you were meant to be there.
Yes.
You had an inner sense of purpose that just kept on driving you on, kept on driving you on. So at what point did you actually set up formally as a company?
Okay, so whilst I was working in Koforia Poly, after about 8 months, there was an actual vacancy. So they regularized. I went through interview, they put the advert in the newspaper and I applied. And I went for interview, I passed, and they regularized my employment there. But it was still peanuts, I mean, in terms of what I was earning there. So I was doing this webshop thing, just on the side, very small. But at a certain point, I realized that people were not getting to know me in town because this company or this person will tell somebody that, there's a young guy from Nigeria who is very good. He built our website for us. Then I'll get a call. We heard you did this for a social company. Can you come? Let's talk. So at a point, I started getting more offers outside. Then I said, no, this Koforia Poly will limit me. Yeah, I think the potential out there for what I can do is greater. And the capital I needed then was time.
Right. It wasn't so much the
money.
No,
it wasn't the money. It was the time to be able to have the opportunity to go around and meet the customers and talk to them. And so I took a bold step and resigned.
Because a full-time job would have prevented you precisely
Absolutely.
from going
Initially,
out.
the school rejected my resignation letter because they said they wanted me to stay. The registrar was a woman. Then she called me in, advised me that, there's so much potential. They can sponsor my master's degree in London and all that. But I saw bigger picture. I was too convinced, even though I was hungry, But I was hungry for food and resources, but I was also hungry for greatness. But the hunger for greatness, I think, far outdid the hunger for what I would get immediately. So I ignored all the offers and I said, no, I'm convinced that if I step out there, greater things will happen to me. So I left. Then I now started fully the website from home with my uncle's, the PC that I had borrowed, So that's how I started fully. And then from there, I got a small office at Snit House. Snit had an office in Koforia, second floor, just above Chris Cafe. You know Chris Cafe?
No, I don't.
Okay. So I took an office there, and then I got about 2-3 people who were also hungry. And then we started from there.
The hunger for greatness. I think I've never heard a more evocative phrase than that. Really describes the kind of thing that kept on driving you through, Godwin, despite all the adversity placed in your way, the peanuts you were earning, even the seducing offers that were given you along the way. So we would love to have continued this conversation, but unfortunately, time being fast spent, let's strike a deal. Will you come back next week so
Yes.
that we can
Yes.
do the second
Yes.
installment of
That'd
your
be great.
story, because we really want to hear about this. I know there are further challenges that you met down the line,
A
which
lot
were
of them.
perhaps even more daunting,
Yeah.
and we really want to tell your story so people get the full value, the full flavour of what you went through. But thank you so much for coming into the Asasa Breakfast Show this morning.
Thank you.
Biggodwin himself.
The Biggodwin himself, Biggodwin
Thank you
Martey
so much.
of WebSoft Solutions. And just to remind listeners that this segment is proudly brought to you in association with MetaTime Blockchain Technologies, the world's most comprehensive blockchain ecosystem.